Good afternoon, Penn Trafford, and welcome to What's Up Warriors. I'm Matt.
And I'm Dylan.
Today, we will stop by the National Aviary in Pittsburgh to see just what's in the sky, and also check in with the yearbook. Additionally, we will see who is featured in this month's Student Spotlight. Finally, we will head back to the future to compare the movie with the modern day 2015. We have a lot to cover in today's show, so let's get started. As the weather gets colder and more dreary, some people wonder what there is to do other than winter sports and staying home. Emily Davis and Zora Locke went out and found a perfect indoor location for a fun day trip. Here they are with their story.
Because it is beginning to grow cold, the amount of outside activities become limited. As we searched for a fun indoor activity, we found that the National Aviary was a great place to go. We caught up with some people within PT to tell us why.
The aviary is crazy because there are birds of all kinds of types and colors and sounds that you never even knew existed. And there's a lot of different thematic rooms that are really cool, and you all of a sudden feel like you're in a rainforest. It's a really cool place, and it's not expensive.
We then asked them what their favorite activity was while they were there.
Probably feeding the birds with the nectar. It's kind of like cool to watch how they eat.
Well, you know, there's a lot of shows and stuff you can do with birds. You can like feed the birds. It's a fun time.
Okay, yeah, they have, they bring out, when I was there, they brought out this cool owl, and they had like a question and answer session. You got to ask about the owl, and not really play with the owl, but she played with the owl, and you got to watch. And you could feed it. They had a penguin show, or kind of a penguin show, a penguin feeding show as well. The penguins were all swimming around and excited. That was fun. And they also brought out this enormous like peacock bird that made an incredibly loud sound.
Thank you.
Which was scary and also fun. And I got pooped on. Twice.
Now the obvious question, what was your favorite animal there?
I think I like penguins a lot. They're just like really cute.
I like the sloth. It's one of my favorites. It kind of just chills.
They have these lorikeets, I think they're called. It's a room you can go in, and they can jump all over you, and then you can pay to get a little thing of food, and you hold it, and they all come fly on you and eat off you. That was really, really cool. And they're really pretty, too. They were colorful and bright. And the bats. They have bats, too, big fruit bats, which are enormous. And that sounds scary, but they're actually pretty cute. They're, you know, they're little hairy mammals. They're cute, though.
Well, you heard it here. If you're sitting at home this winter and can't think of something to do, think about flying over to the National Aviary and going to some of the shows. This has been Emily Davis and Zora Locke with the story. Back to you guys in the studio.
Yearbooks have always played an important part in capturing memories of Penn Trafford students. Taking a behind-the-scenes look at the determination and hard work that students put into our yearbooks, here are Patrick and Sydney.
Yearbook has been an important part for many generations of students. Today we sat down to take a look at the process that goes into making the yearbook.
I'm Mrs. Thornton, and I am the yearbook advisor.
Hi, my name is Jess Sapp. I'm the regular layouts editor at Penn Trafford High School's yearbook.
I'm Karen. I'm a photographer for the Penn Trafford yearbook.
For a yearbook, I'm an editor as well as a staff member, so I make layouts as well as check them to make sure the names aren't correctly spelled or just everything looks tip-top shape.
Oh, we start last year, and it goes all the way up till after graduation. It's long and it's an intense process, but it's so much fun and it is so worth it in the end.
The way the yearbook is laid out, we have signatures or layouts that kind of fall within certain deadlines. It takes, I'd say, a solid month to create a signature or 16 pages of the yearbook. And yes, it's very hectic, it's constant.
This year we're adding a whole lot of new stuff. We have Erasma, which is kind of like videos in the yearbook. What you do is you download the app, it's free, and then you sign in once, you never have to sign in again, and then you follow PT Yearbook's public auras. It's the one with the followers. And there is one in the current yearbook in the spring supplement, but you'll see it when you open up our profile.
I joined Yearbook because I love memories. I love capturing them and putting them in something that I'm going to be able to keep forever. A lot of people don't see it this way, but a yearbook is something you're going to have for the rest of your life.
My favorite thing is just going to all the events and being able to be up close and personal and catching those really personal moments where people are really expressing joy and you can tell they love what they're doing. There's a spot for everybody. If you're not a photographer, we have sports editors, club editors, people who go out and interview people, people who put it together. They design the yearbook ads. There's a spot for everybody.
If you show an interest for yearbook, you would need to apply, and it could be from 8th grade coming into the high school. It could be as a freshman going to be a sophomore. It's an application process. You would pick up an application in the guidance office, and you would need to get teacher recommendations and then submit your application to me, and I decide who qualifies.
That's a wrap. Back to you in the studio.
Our student spotlight for this month is Jacob Graffius. He was a semifinalist for the National Merit Scholarship. Our own April Miller and Gianna Wilkie looked further into his achievements and extracurriculars to find out what's make him a contender for this award.
There are many students here at Penn Trafford High School who win different awards each year. This year, Jacob Graffius was a semifinalist for the National Merit Scholarship, so we dug a little deeper to find out what made him qualified for this award.
Well, I'd say pretty much everything that you can do comes as part in this, because it's basically based on your PSAT score, and that's a lot of knowledge of different subjects. So I'm involved in mock trial, I'm involved in chorus, I'm involved in quiz team, especially, which definitely helps because, again, it's a lot of knowledge of different subjects. I mean, it's based on how you score on the PSAT, and basically anything you can do to enrich yourself as a student, as a person, it's going to help how you do on that test, study skills, that sort of thing. I mean, being in musical, it's a lot of memorization, and that can help you on any sort of standardized test. After high school, I'm looking to go to a college for music education and hopefully get into that field, and I mean, maybe someday be able to teach music. I'd say here at the school, Mrs. Wookich, she's in charge of the gifted program, which helps me get a lot of the enrichment that I need here, and really helps me as far as education goes, which helped me during the semifinalist spot. Basically, they send stuff out to the schools, and then at a certain point, the people in charge of that sort of thing at the schools are allowed to tell the students. So I was called down to the office, and Mr. Aquilio let me know that I had earned my spot, the award, and told me what to do going forward.
Congratulations to Jacob on his achievements of becoming a semifinalist. Back to you guys in the studio.
As you might recall from Wednesday's Wake Up Warriors, October 21st, 2015 was Back to the Future Day. It was the day that Marty McFly went into the future to predict some of the neat technology that we possibly could have had by this year, 2015. Here at PTV, we did some research to see just how close Marty McFly's prediction of 2015 was.
On Wednesday, October 21st, 2015. 2015?
Wednesday, October 21st, 2015 was Back to the Future Day, the day that Marty McFly, Doc Brown, and Jennifer Parker traveled to the future in the movie Back to the Future Part 2. We decided to see how close we are to the film's portrayal of 2015.
Folks, right now it's pouring rain. Wait 5 more seconds.
In terms of instantaneous weather, I think we are very close to that. Just download any weather app and it will tell you what's going on within the hour. So if technology doubles in every 18 months, I'd say within the next 2 to 3 years you might have very accurate instantaneous weather.
As far as instantaneous weather forecasts, because we can get instantaneously right now what the weather is at any particular point. Knowing what's going to happen in 5 seconds, that's a different question. We're actually quite a long way off from instantaneous prediction, but we are already at instantaneous weather knowledge. There is an app called Weather Underground that everybody who has it in a region will update their weather, and you can find out what that weather is at that location, which is often within a mile of your home.
I need to borrow your hoverboard.
In terms of air propulsion levitation, I think we're maybe 5 to 10 years off. There's a lot of people mass producing their own hoverboards right now on their own, but in terms of magnetic levitation, we're probably much further off. We can control magnetic levitation, as in like a maglev train, and in very controlled lab experiments, when you cool down superconductors, you can get magnetic levitation, but that is going to be a little farther off.
While we're there with the instant weather, but not quite yet on the hoverboard, our world is continuing to make advances at a rapid pace. So we ask you, PT, are we back to the future yet? For Matt Simkovic, Dylan Cleveland, and Michael Schuley, let's send you back to the studio.
Thanks for watching What's Up Warriors. Tune in next week for our special Halloween-themed show. I'm Matt.
I'm Dylan.
Have a great weekend, Penn Trafford.